Hello, wonderful tires. Hey, a wonderful morning, evening, night, midnight special, whatever time this is coming at you. Take this energy now. We all in the same boat. We can start the conversation. Hey guys, tuning in. Welcome aboard the Psy Talk live stream with your host Captin Naga. Hey, I'm here to talk about synchronicities and see what's going on in this world. Sorry I didn't upload yesterday. I had a experience 2 nights ago that I was myself through just to clear some things out, get myself in tip top shape because the little ego part is always. All right, guys. Yeah, we building this the grassroots of the Psy Tai, JUST TAi everything. So thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for lending the ear. And what I had today, I want to talk about some synchronicities that had happened in my life, and some synchronicities that then nowadays that are helping me answer questions that I'm holding in my mind or that I ask myself. It's like I ask myself a question, I look out into existence, this experience, and I'm getting the answer. And I'm getting the answer in one the most surprising of ways. So look out if y'all seeing a lot of synchronicities in y'all life. Leave them in the comments below or send them to me so we can all go over and make like a chart or something. Because I believe when you see something, when you think something and then you see it, that's a path or sign that you on the right road. You on the road. You on the road that you know is gonna get you to somewhere. Yeah, it is a blessing. It's a true blessing. It's a lot of synchronicities. I've been seeing 11 a lot more lately. And it's always not just that I'm looking at the clock and like, oh, it's 11:11. I literally be thinking a thought or trying to, like, in my mind, having a conversation with myself, like going through an idea, and then it will come out. I mean, then I will be like, I'm right. I'm right now. I look at the clock, be like, oh, 11:11. I must be on to something. And that happened at least like 3 times last week. That happened 3 times last week. And then another synchronicity. Shout outs to True Life Stories. I'm always going through something when it comes to, well, not always going through something, but during my first LSD trip, my weed consumption, my cannabis consumption, I don't like saying weed, cannabis consumption, like shot down. And I was rolling like real skimpy joints. And I was like, I was becoming to this point of where I need to smoke as much as I was, because I was puffing it down. I was puffing it down. I used to try to, well, not try to be a rapper. I got all these rap books. I like to write rhymes and stuff like that. So you know the lifestyle of that. So I was puffing it down every day. Forget what was on my mind, or even if I get a good idea, I see 3-3 or 11-11. Yeah. It's like, why I really want to particularly know why is 3-3 or 11-11. I know we came up with our stuff because of experiences, and we say, oh, when we see this a lot, that means this and that. But like, why do when they made this game, they chose it to be 1-1 and 3-3? That's funny. That's funny. But hey, maybe in another parallel universe or something, the synchronicities you see 5-6. Like, oh, I keep seeing 5-6 everywhere. 65. Why do I keep seeing 65? That does remind me of that movie 23 with Jim Carrey. And he kept seeing the number 23 everywhere. And it was in his life, and people didn't really believe what he was going through because he was reading a book, and the book was similar to his life. Oh, this all going to synchronicities. Yeah, Jim Carrey, he was reading a book, and what was happening in the book was synchronicity, was happening in his own life's parallel. It was happening at the same time wave. And I experienced this in my own life too, reading this book called THiRD. I'll talk about that in another podcast when I can brush up on it. But Jim Carrey, the character in the book, was playing out things in his life. And the character in the book was haunted by the number 23. It was like leading him on this mystery thing. So then Jim Carrey kept seeing 23 everywhere he was at, and people kept saying, "Man, you're just paranoid. You paranoid. You need to calm down." He's like, "No, it's trying to tell me something. It's leading me down this path. It's doing this." And so y'all gotta check out that movie 23 when it comes to synchronicities and angelic numbers and well, the thing we tying on today. Another wild synchronicity. I'm just tying it randomly. I don't really got none of this prepared ever. But another cool synchronicity that happened in the past. If y'all know Wiz Khalifa, I was real, like I said, I was real into rap culture and stuff like that. And I was real into Wiz Khalifa. But I believe it's something that's going on and that goes on in consciousness that we all connected to. But I believe in my experiences, I've been like ultra aware of it. It was one night I was playing for my girlfriend. I was like, yo, I just feel like playing Bone Thugs and Harmony. And y'all know who Bone Thugs and Harmony is. And I was like playing them all night till like 3 in the morning, like trying to explain the lyrics about death and stuff to her and stuff like that. And then tell me how. The next morning, Wiz Khalifa posted an Instagram picture, and he had a new tattoo that he got that night of all the Bone Thugs and Harmony members across his thigh. Like he got the legit picture of them, not just Bone Thugs and Harmony name. I was like, wow, that's wild. So I know things are always happen. That's why I put that Thai thought into y'all brains that y'all gotta, if y'all have an idea, work on it. Believe in yourself. Do it. Because we're all consciousness, all here doing things together. So if consciousness want to express something, it's going to express it. Or somebody up there that's sorry about that, guys. Hi, last week I watched one of your lives and synchronicity crazy, especially from the things the day. That's just the world we live in. It's science fiction. It's sci-fi. Life is sci-fi, man. The Star Treks, the cartoons, they're all right. It's the reality shows trying to get us confused on thinking that we need to be fighting and drinking and tossing waters at each other, flipping tables and stuff. And yeah, that's life. That's what happens every day. No, that's not. It's more magical. Life is magical. Life is so magical, man. So another thing that I started off a while ago, I branched off with, was the cannabis. During one of my first LSD trips, I was like, yo, my mind seems like, I don't know, it seems like I'm less present when I smoke. And not that I'm less present in the way that other people can notice, but in a way that I would notice. And that's chilling. In my mind, I always wanted to be chilling. That's a chill state. Like you're chilling, like, yeah, you're going through that. Or, yeah, I know, I understand what you're going through. And saying, instead of saying, oh, wow, yeah, I understand what you're going through. What you need me for right now? Or just being able to express emotions from the inner depths. Because I believe Mary Jane and stuff, it's just all, it's just Thai, just Thai, just Thai. Mary Jane is very, very wonderful. Mary is very wonderful. But what she is a bandage for, I don't know, like, just a bandage. Or if you're not really, in my mind, I'm not really able to tie as deeply. I'm able to relax, but I'm not, I don't know, it's like I'm more observing things instead of living in it. And right now, in this point in my life, I'm trying to live. I want to live and experience a lot more things. So it does go up and down and fluctuate my habits and stuff like that. But synchronicities, like I'll see videos on YouTube. Somebody was talk about my cannabis addiction. And in the bed and watching it, I'll be like, man, what y'all talking about? Y'all tripping. No. But I see anytime I project like that, it's because I'm fighting a lesson or something like that. A lesson. Or just a spark of energy, because we here just to live and have some awesome experiences. So I don't be too hard on myself, so don't you be too hard on yourself. It's infinite possibilities. No, it's infinite realities always going on. So yeah, all that just jazz. And another synchronicity that I just woke up to was Psy Substance. Check out his channel. He's a real cool person. I've been following Psy Substance for the past 4 years. He really he talks about psychedelic safety and testing your substance. I really see him as a friend because watching his videos, I would be going through a similar mind state that he would be going through at the same time. I found out when he released this Alan Watts video where he was saying how he's listening to Alan Watts during an LSD trip with his girlfriend. I was just getting into Alan Watts around that time. And I was like, yo, this guy's cool because it's really like he talking right to me. And then just recently, while I saw my membrane, what is membrane? Is the sun floating? I made the Just Laugh Now show. And I was like, because people need to laugh more. I want to make people laugh because I'm laughing all the time. I like watching funny videos. I like playing games and stuff like that. But I like having fun with it. Just Tai and the Psy Tai is a lot of serious talk. Or a really lot of deep diving. So I was like, oh, I want to make something where people can laugh. And then recently I was like, man, should I make a separate channel for this? Or is that too much work? Or is that just a waste of the energy and keep it all together? And I was really pondering this for 2 weeks. I still didn't make the channel yet, but then Psy Substance today released a video of him taking 2CB, which is one of the first psychedelics people get introduced to. Is like LSD, but it's not as much as a head trip. Is just you able to see the colors and really get into the vibe of what a psychedelic could be, 2CB. And but what he made is a gaming channel. And a channel where he just gonna be laughing. And I was like, and he said, yeah, check out my second channel. I was like, wow, that's exactly what I wanted to do. All right, I guess that's what consciousness wants to do. The way this game is playing out is wild. Because we all have these ideas. That's why I don't take credit for these ideas. These credits is this voice, this words, is everything. Is just from being connected to the flow. That's why when I look out, I'm able to see if a person, well, I don't know. My judgment calls, I don't like my judgment calls so much, but you get the vibe sometimes. You can feel a vibe from a person. And you can see how much they're connected with their flow state, or how much they're able to connect with their flow state, which is our whole internal flow state altogether. But that all comes with experience. But synchronicities, just keep an eye up for them. I talk fast. It's been 13 minutes. I talk fast when I'm not smoking. But yeah, talk about the shroom trip that I had. I'm gonna make a video. I'm gonna be making some more in-depth videos with different cuts and things like that when I talk about my experiences, my DMT. I'm not DMT. Wow, I'm talking like it's already gonna happen. But my shroom trips, I'm gonna make a real detailed video about it. And I'm working with True Life Stories. We're coming out with a full-length documentary where we're going to collect many people, different experiences, and we're going to put them all together. But for the Just Tai and for that, I'm gonna go real in depth. So I'm gonna be doing these live streams and the podcast. But if they come out a day or two apart, it's because I'm working. I'm also working on trying to get the podcast out. That was the other synchronicity. Just talking all the synchronicities on my mind. I wanted to do a podcast and turn everything to an MP3, and I was searching on ways to upload it on iTunes and everything, because I was watching Joe Rogan. He does that. He's like, yeah, for the people that are just listening. So I'm like, I need to, in order to start the conversation, I have to reach out to as many people as my mind is capable of comprehending. So I was like, all right, I gotta do this, but I was putting it off to the side and stuff like that. And then I was on the DMT Facebook page. I post on the page that I watched his videos. His podcast is called Help the Others. I watched the videos a while, probably last year earlier this year on his heroic 5-gram trips and everything. So when I saw him on there, I was like, wow, this is cool. He actually part of the team now. And then I saw that he had a podcast and it was just MP3s. I was like, all right, I'm gonna do it. This is just what I'm supposed to do. I gotta go do it. So yesterday, spent 2 hours going through all of the podcasts and live streams, converting them to MP3. Now, the universe is gonna create the funds so I can upload them. No, it's amazing. It's amazing. Getting back on top with that shroom trip I had, I put some shaman. I went into it with the conviction that I needed to clear some things out, and I'm always on a kind of like past that. But I took like a full mushroom. I just took a full. I didn't measure it out or nothing. I just went in the box and took one that was like had the stem and the cap still attached to it, and I put it in tea, boiled it up with some chamomile, and I was listening. Whenever I find myself listening to Terrence McKenna at nighttime, in the past, I was like staying away from psychedelics because I was going through this summer and before that, 'cause I was going through a lot of things in my house, and even though it's only two other people that live with me, but it was a lot of things going on. So I was just having a lot of fear of me exploding or me feeling a lot of anger or me saying getting to a point where like, yo, I'm just walking out and I'm gonna forget all of this. So I let a lot of fear stop me from going into these realms. But I find myself listening to a lot of other people talking about it. That's what I was doing a lot, and I always felt like I was missing out. And I'm not saying I'm the Psy Tai, the Just Tai talk. All of this does not promote the use of illegal or legal drugs. What we do on this channel is I get my 2 cents worth of experience. It's for educational purposes. What you do with your body is what you do with your body. I'm not telling you to go do anything. But in my experience, it felt like I was missing out. And I was just listening, like I just reading a book and hearing for myself. And I was still going out meditating, trying to make the videos as much as I can and things like that. Keep myself highbrow. I was doing everything, but I was like, it was something that needed to be cleared in me that I just wasn't able to do myself. And it probably would have took like 10 years of meditation or something like that, or running off and having to be by myself for like a month or something like that. But I can't do that because I had a daughter, so I gotta stick to my roots, so to speak. But I've always found myself listening to people. So lately now, when I find myself listening to Terrence McKenna at night, I'm like, that's the mushroom calling me. So I was like, all right, Terrence, I'm gonna just sip this tea. And then for some reason I be getting amnesia sometimes. I'm just tired, just having conversation. I'll be like, oh man, what if I want to go to sleep now? It's like 12 at night when I'm taking it. I'm like, oh man, when I'm gonna go to sleep? And I had to remind myself, oh yeah, I took this because I wanted to clear out something. I wanted to reach a form of enlightenment. So I went in the room after drinking the tea, and I played some shaman music. It was some real like deep shaman music too. What I mean by that, wasn't just like flutes and everything. It was the it was all of that. So I just sitting there meditating and everything. And the big thing that I want to talk about right now is the once the come up stage was passed, I always go through that come up stage and I gotta use the bathroom. And then after that is like all those thoughts of worry and fears of what can possibly erupt out of my consciousness just goes away. And when I was meditating back, I had the thought of, no, not the thought, it's like out of my higher self. It wasn't enough for things to like manifest physically, so it still is in my head. So I have theories on like if it was this female entity voice that I keep hearing other people talking about and that I hear it in my head all the time, it's like a comforting voice and everything, or it's my higher self in general terms, or it's another disconnected entity or something like that. But as it always says to me, like, what's going on, but I have to think in ways of right now, I have to think in ways of you. Like I have to talk to myself like you're calm right now, or you're watching TV, or you're on the iPad, you're swiping right and left. You're like, I kept, instead of just saying breathe in, breathe out, I kept having thought of you're breathing in, you're breathing out, you're breathing in, you're breathing out. And then it was like, you need to merge with this level of thinking more. And it was like, are you scared of intelligence? And I started, once I got like listened to and got past all of that, I was like, yes, I had visions of like Steven Universe. If y'all watch that, it's about the crystal gems and they're all about fusions and stuff. Or Dragon Ball Z, if y'all know about that and them fusion and everything. And it was like I had to fuse with this, I don't know how to put it. I would have to fuse with this mind state, I would say, so that my mind state here would be more relaxed, more comforting. And I started feeling, having thoughts of like, oh, this is how I used to feel when I was younger, and ideas used to just flow through my mind instead of me having to think about it. And I do have thoughts play through my mind like a, I don't know, I used to say thoughts just play in my mind like a movie all day. I say, yeah, when I was a huge daydreamer, huge daydreamer. And I still do daydream, but now it's like in a way where I'm not playing the words out. The words are just being, or seeing is just being shown for me, and I'm just interpreting it. And that's how it used to be with math for me. Math used to be so simple for me. And then I started getting all depressed and going through life and things like that. And I couldn't remember anything. And it was like, oh, math, like I had to start from square one, square zero, start all over again. But yet it was so easy for me in the past. I was able even to like create, I would create concepts and shortcuts and formulas and everything. And then like the next week, going back to synchronicities, it will be in the book. Or I would talk to the math teacher, Mr. Huntsberger. Shout out to Mr. Huntsberger. But he would, I would talk to him at the school, and he would like say, yeah, this person was working on this formula. He would show me some extra things that he didn't like present to the other students or whatever the case is. But yeah, I was grasping and coming on to ideas, and I look at the I was gonna say these Indian children, but it's this boy in India who says his math is inspired by a goddess, and he's like way beyond what he supposedly should be right now in terms of the math that he's able to comprehend, and he blames it all on a goddess. He's part of the Hindu religion and everything, so I don't know which one of the 50 goddesses it is. So just tie with me. The synchronicities always gonna keep popping up, and if they're not, do some meditating and watch one pop up. If y'all got anything, man, that y'all ever want to send, let me know. And I'm just letting y'all know too that channel. Check out sorry, True. I forgot your last name, but we creating for True Life Stories. We're creating a new YouTube channel. He's creating a new YouTube channel. So this is all synchronicity to thoughts I'll be having in my mind, but not knowing which way to go. Like I'm doing this all like just off my intuition and off of just people that I see on the internet and stuff like that. But he's creating a new channel so that we can present a lot of the history of what's going on in this world, like away from, still connected to psychedelics and in the THiRD mind and everything, the Thai thoughts mind, but just for the folks that's not all completely hip to all of this. So check out for that. JUST TAi NOW show. Check out for that. It's coming out. I found out real quick that the reason why that show was getting some more views was because people were actually typing that in. I don't know. I downloaded a new system that's giving me some new analytics. But that is so off topic, isn't it? Look at this feather. I love blue jay feathers. If you ever see blue jay, keep it. It represents creativity and all of that. And another synchronicity I just thought of that I could talk about that has really affected my life was I like writing books. I actually wrote 3 nursery rhyme books based around a person called Tusseltulabay. But right now, with me connecting with all my thoughts, I'm really gonna believe in it, and I'm gonna really put it out there like I need to put it there. And also a novel. But the one of the books, the nursery rhymes, Tusseltulabay goes into a forest and he talks to the trees and everything, all that good stuff. But in the end, I'm ruining the end of the book. Whatever. He He sees a pomegranate tree and 72 and I'm skimming away too, and blue jays, and he see blue jays. Was coloring yesterday and colored the blue jay. Just for that. Yo. No, don't mess up that much. Synchronicity. Wow. There it goes twice. I'm too excited right now. Hold on 1 second. I want to show you my blue jay. That ain't take too long. Here go my painting of a blue jay. I just wanted to show you since you said you was painting one too. And I used some feathers I've been collecting over the past couple months. Art. Love art. But one more. Just so y'all know. Here it is. Whoop, forget about that. Where is it? This is the... Yeah, it had a blue jay that was singing to him. This is the rough draft. This is exclusive Psy Tai rough draft. Blue jay that was singing to him. He was smelling all the flowers in the end. And then he seen a pomegranate tree. And he saw 72 blue jays. And it was like a keyhole, a door. Like, I was just drawing all of this. And this was before I did psychedelics or anything like that. Well, anything like that. I sound lame. But he said Tussle opens his eyes and what does he see? 72 beautiful blue jays and a pomegranate tree. And yeah. And then it ends like this. The blue jay leaving his dimension, he waving by and she going back into the night. It says, so thank the sun and in times of dismay, sing the songs of the beautiful blue jay. And the weird thing about it, I lived in Philadelphia. Yeah, there's just more pictures of him going up the hill and stuff. I'm really going to get into this. Like, here go the trees. Hey, there go them trees. They don't look too happy, do they? We messing up everything. But when I used to live in Philadelphia. Once I moved to California, particularly in the house that I'm at right now, I hear blue jays every single morning. In the summertime, all day. Like, I can literally identify their call as if I hear it. It used to be able to identify like 30 bird calls back in the day, but that's another story. But I'm able to identify this blue jay. They're outside my house on the trees. They're on the side out of that window on that trees. They're everywhere. That's why I was able to collect so many feathers. Because they getting stuck in the spider webs or just they shedding things like that. So when I first moved there, I was like, wow, this is amazing. This is amazing that blue jays are here. And what I know they represent to my heart and what they represent to Tussle Tolabay, which is the character in the book. And when it comes to pomegranate trees, y'all are going to be not so upset with me because I'm going to be right back with another awesome example. Keep watching it. Yo, look at this. Look what I just got 3 days ago. 1 pomegranate, 2 pomegranate, 3 pomegranates, 4 pomegranates, 5 pomegranates, 6 pomegranates, 7 pomegranates. And that's all I can carry in my hand because they get kind of huge as you see. But I can identify 3 pomegranate trees within like 4 blocks of my apartment. In Philly, when I was writing all of this, I didn't know pomegranates couldn't just be growing like that. I didn't know fruit grow period on the streets. Like where the town I'm at now, you can go downtown and get oranges and everything like that. In the summertime off the tree. But to stick to the pomegranates were right down the street from me. And pomegranates are a lot of esoteric information about pomegranates. That's specifically why I put them in the book. But now I'm able to experience them for myself and experience what a pomegranate tree looks like, feels like, talks like. I was able to see how once like this one is kind of a little more rotten, but how, just a Thai thought, how when it splits, the bugs and everything, they so happy for the pomegranates to be growing around this time of the year, because once that splits, the bugs that I never seen before, insects, were just all eating and everything. They seemed all happy, and I was like, I'm gonna leave some there for them. I'm gonna leave some more there to turn into rotten, because they probably like, oh, this is the one time we get to eat this delicious pomegranate. This is dreadlock Rasta trying to take it. But yeah, never take too much. Never take too much. Always be in a state where you're not selfish, where you know that you don't want to abuse somebody that's helping you in any shape or form. A tree, a person. Let's not abuse kindness or abuse power. That's what's really going on a lot. We look around, we abuse our power. That's that masculine voice in us. That's masculine power. It always just wants to go out. It wants to do stuff. But the synchronicity that I'm seeing a lot is that people are getting connected to, sorry about that. A lot of people are getting connected to this goddess type aspect. And you see how in the church and everything, how suppressed that is. When, like, you don't really see women priests, women preachers, women pastors, women speaking up when it comes to these kind of ideas. And I believe because the women aspect is so powerful, because it's so lucid and so divergent. It's not taking creed. It doesn't just take a heed to one creed. It is experienced the universe, because the woman is able to birth. So that spirit is able to know. It's like during my trip a couple 2 nights ago, I was like, I'm bathing in the moonlight. I had that thought. And then I had a thought of the sun is not really creating our reality fully on earth, but the moon is creating everything that I was seeing at that time. That was the thought I was having, that the moon was creating everything that I saw at that time, that the moon was the feminine aspect, and that it was the feelings. It was how we feel and everything, and that's why I was able to create. Well, this world was created through feelings. So I believe the more we're able to connect with that in ourselves, y'all see this as the right and the left brain hemispheres, and y'all say the logic and the creative, the artsy and the mathy. That's all just like direct control and having, I don't know, I see it as having care, so that it's not so direct control, but it's a control from another realm, because this is just the plane of effects, and we gotta work in the plane of causality. And working here in the plane of effects, we use our masculine brain so much, which is the intellect, thinking, overthinking again, when we just need to chill out, vibe out, and really care for ourselves. And here, connect with that thing inside of that thing, that woman, that however you want to put it. There's so many different ways to put it. With that creative side of yourself, with your higher self, that your heart, connect with your heart. Let the love come through. And it's gonna happen. Miracles gonna happen. And it's not even miracles. I don't know. I guess it is. It's only a miracle if you believe that it wasn't going to happen in the first place. But we got to believe it. You got to believe it. And that was a huge thing that I'm going to make a whole video on that shroom trip. I don't know. I don't really be talking about that much, but whatever. Is that the more I combine that you voice, like saying you're okay, like talking to myself, like I always present it, but I need to say it more to me. The more it would be like it will eventually turn into I again. So, but right now I have to say you're cool. You're getting through this, or you're okay. You're walking outside. You're doing this. You're doing that. So I can be aware, always fully aware of what I'm doing. I mean, this is the next form of meditation that I'm just experiencing, that I need to constantly, because I wanted to go away with that trip. I remember, I don't know if it was before or right into it, I was saying I want this integration to really have effect. I want to be able to integrate this. I want to be able to integrate this into my life so that the way I feel now can carry on. I don't want this to just be an experience. And I'm always pushing every day. It's like I'm always pushing myself. I'm always pushing myself, even with every experience. You're always learning something new. And that's what keeps you not so big headed. And it's needed. That's why these leaders, these politicians, if y'all want to get into that, I really don't. But I believe they need to go through a psychedelic experience before they can even have ballots up to say vote for me. Like, we gotta really know who is creating these laws. We gotta really just get everybody up on board. Everybody up on some kind of board. And it's all gonna start from starting the conversation. Man. Synchronicities, pomegranates. Oh, if I can actually grits, I was looking up oh no, I spelled pomegranates all kinds. Google can't even figure it out. There we go. Pomegate. And esoteric. Yeah, it was something that has some. It was some. And I'm gonna bring it up on the other screen because I can do that, right? Or should that be on it? There it is. All right. Where is it? Description, cultivation, varieties, cultural history. Hold on. And it's talking about eating. Here it is. There it is. Ancient Egypt. Y'all can't see this. I'm so sorry for that. I'm gonna read it for y'all. Ancient Egyptians regarded the pomegranate as a symbol of prosperity and ambition. It was referred to by the Semitic names of Jim or Nim. According to Eber's Papyrus, one of the oldest medicinal writings from around 1500 BC, Egyptians used pomegranates for treatment of tapeworm and other infections. Just a little quick fact. What? In ancient Greek mythology, the pomegranate was known as the fruits of the dead and believed to have sprung from the blood of Adonis. Yeah, this is the one I was really on. Persephone, or Persephone. I think it's Persephone. Persephone, the goddess of the underworld. Just tying on pomegranates, because this is what I was going on over like about 5 years ago when I was writing that Tussle Tulebe book. Say the myth of Persephone, the goddess of the underworld, prominently features the pomegranate. In one version of the myth, Persephone was kidnapped by Hades and taken off to live in the underworld as his life. His daughter Demeter, goddess of the harvest, went into mourning for her lost daughter. Thus all green things ceased to grow. Zeus, the highest ranking of the Greek gods, could not allow the earth to die, so he commanded Hades to return to Persephone. It was the rule of the fates that anyone who consumed food or drink in the underworld was doomed to spend eternity there. Persephone had no food, but Hades offered her a pomegranate and she ate 6 seeds. So from then on, had to spend 6 months in the underworld every year. During these 6 months, Persephone sits on the throne of the underworld beside her husband's maid. Besides her husband's Hades, her mother no longer gives fertility to the earth. This was the ancient Greek explanation for the seasons. So that's the reason for the fall, was that Persephone had to go back to Hades for 6 months because she ate 6 pomegranate seeds in order to escape from hell or Hades. But hell, they did say Hades. Hell is a Christian concept. Hades is something totally different. But yeah, just time. I just want to see what's gonna come out of that. You never know. Wait, what? Yeah, just a little research on the pomegranate. I'm gonna do a podcast on that. I'm not going to get all excited right now. I'm gonna say what? But yeah, guys, I think I'm a. If y'all have any questions y'all want to ask me, any articles y'all ever want to send me, if y'all can send something now in the live chat, or if y'all want to leave it in the comments, check us out on check me out the Just Tai, not me. Check out Just Tai on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram is either Just Tai TAI, not THI, and I'll get back at y'all whenever y'all can. Whenever I upload during the live stream, or I'll save it for a podcast, or during the Just Tai Now. But I'm moving. I'm moving on. I'm gonna keep going. Thank y'all for tuning in. This has been awesome. This has been awesome. I'm going to enjoy the rest of my day. I hope y'all do as well. I'm that carnival video. I'm so sorry, but I was like I said, the mushrooms was calling me, so I didn't get to make it there, but it's around the corner. So I'll probably do it tonight. Hopefully the internet is right, so I can do a live stream. We can all go on those rides together. It's not too. Y'all will see. But just keep me in high hopes. I'm keeping y'all in high hopes. Let's all ride this ship out together and ride these wavy waves and make sure we all staying happy and everything. And check out your natal charts. Look up your natal charts. Something that came to me. I was doing that last night. Look up your natal charts to reveal a lot. Gonna go over that some other time. Something's really, the last synchronicity I want to talk about, something is really pushing me into studying astrology more and more and more. I used to study it a little bit when I was first starting off, and my mom was always into it. And but I really, like, because of the people I'm seeing around me, and because not that as well, because it's reflections, but because of how I'm realizing how life really is, or the biggest clue I can get is like, man, go get that astrology in. Even if it's just for something to talk about. Even if it's just to make conversation, or just have a conversation with myself. I'm going into that. Shout outs to Flight Balls. Shout outs to the Ski Mask Astrologer. So with that, I'm gonna say we all tie. But do we really tie? Sometimes I don't know, dude. Sometimes I really don't know. Till next time, it's Captain Naga pointing to the camera, and I'm going to say, tie always. Adios.